Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to another edition of Sports Corner. I'm your host, Christopher Armstead. I'm here with my co-host, Malik Brown. How you doing, man?
Good afternoon, everybody.
We're going to jump right into our discussion today, and our first topic is Tony Romo. He recently decided to leave football, but he's not considered he hasn't retired yet. He's just now a free agent, but he's now taken his talents to broadcasting with CBS. And that's going to be a big transition because I've never heard him broadcast ever in my life. And if you want to hear like his stats, he had 2 playoff wins with 13 years in the Cowboys. That right there is just not the best.
It doesn't sound impressive.
It doesn't sound impressive. It doesn't sound impressive. He's a 4-time Pro Bowler and leads the Cowboys in touchdown passes with 248 and total pass yards with 34,183 yards. Now that alone is impressive, but the fact is, no Super Bowl title, but he's done a lot for the Cowboys with passing yards.
Right.
He's spent his entire career with the Cowboys, but why is this such a big deal right now? Why is this him leaving football and going to broadcasting now such a big deal?
For Tony Romo, it's a big deal for him to go into broadcasting. The reason it's making this noise like this is because the media pretty much knows that he wasn't going to get another shot this year. This year coming up because, of course, we all know he has a pretty extensive history of back injuries. And
Plus, he lost the job to Dak Prescott.
Yeah,
he's taken the reins now as the leader of the Cowboys.
Right, he has pretty much lost his job, but at the same time, other teams need quarterbacks, and he was based on his resume in Dallas, he's a pretty good candidate for a lot of teams out there. So
he is a good candidate for a backup quarterback.
Right,
he's just not that way right now for a starter.
Some teams he could start for some teams. In all honesty, I mean
Cleveland. Yeah, you want to go to Cleveland and start? I don't think so. That's just my personal.
You never know. It could take one guy.
That's just my personal opinion. And I could see him as a good backup quarterback for a playoff contender team.
Right.
That'll
definitely be his best fit.
Seattle needs a backup quarterback, or if he wants to travel to, some teams who aren't that good. A division that's not that good.
Right.
Like, his division, the NFC East, they're always battling it out with each other.
Right.
And every year they're battling it out. Whether it's the Giants, or Skins, Cowboys, and who's that other team? The NFC East, Cowboys, Giants.
Eagles, man.
Eagles. It's not football season. I'm still in basketball.
Hey, I understand,
but
bro.
I don't think that people should have made a big deal about Tony Romo leaving the NFL because it was bound to happen.
It was definitely bound.
It was bound to happen. So why are we surprised? Why are we surprised when all the mindset of that week should have been put on UNC winning the national title, yet we're focusing all our attention on Tony Romo leaving the NFL?
Maybe it's your perspective. I think the media has pretty much covered as much as the NCAA tournament as we're going to get. Remember, March Madness is all of March dedicated to one sport.
It is.
College basketball.
I agree with you on that, but you didn't give the day after, limelight that UNC or any championship team would have had. You went straight into, we're going to go from NCAA basketball and not talk to Tony Romo. I mean, you jumped ship really quick. And it's kind of like you're not giving them the spotlight. You're giving it to who is now going to be a has-been in the NFL.
Well, I mean, honestly, the NFL looks at as players of his stature, and not everybody knows that Tony Romo is pretty low key, nice little star. In Dallas he was a boss. Now NFL wise, you're like, Tony Romo, he's not good. He ain't clutch. He ain't that. But when you look at his stats, I hate to say it, but to be completely unbiased, his stats speak for itself.
His stats,
third all time.
His stats doesn't reflect on what could have been his career. I give you that. Give you that. They don't reflect, and it sucks for him. It truly hurts when you're that good, but you can't complete the mission, and that's get
Right.
to at least past the first round.
But it's like the NFL sees it as a ceremony. They treat it like it's special. Like, they post thank you Tony, just like they did thank you Peyton.
Yeah.
They're gonna do a thank you AP, thank you Jamal Charles. They're gonna do that for these great players. That's the only reason they're getting so much attention. But the fact that he's kind of continuing his sports career.
In a way.
He's going to take it to the broadcasting. Like I think Antoine Randall did it. Chris Cooley did it.
Yeah, all these players did it, and Peyton's going to do it. But I think he's more on the lines of college football.
Yeah,
because I think he's going to try to go for tennis.
David Deal, a lot of these guys, man. A lot of these guys go straight into broadcasting. That's probably why it's a big deal. Like, they're probably super excited to have Tony Romo. So that's all it is. I personally don't think it's like huge news. Who cares?
But I think it's great for Tony Romo. He has something to do life after football.
Right.
I think a lot of the spotlight should be on other things right now. In the sporting world, other than the fact that he's leaving football. He hasn't retired yet. He's just left.
Right.
Because he still is waiting. But
he's gonna be waiting for
a while if he gets that call. But give Tony Romo the best of wishes. CBS Broadcasting, they're gonna have a good time. We're gonna take a quick commercial break here. When we come back, we have a quick flashback and a quick recap of what happened. UNC versus Gonzaga, and that's the big redemption team that they had this year. So stick around. We'll come back after the commercial break.
Yeah.